Right, hi guys, welcome back to the Moaning Yorkshireman and welcome back to the ERL Formula 1 season on F1 2020. As can be seen there, I am qualifying in P5 and welcome back to my crazy teammate Matt who qualified P7 and it's 5 lights out and away we go after a long hold. We've got Ollie to the outside of us once again, being very friendly with that McLaren. We've been racing quite hard in the first race. Will it be more of the same in the second? Well, we'll wait and see. This turn one is looking tricky, however. We've got Nick running wide ahead, and we've had to stomp on the brakes there, otherwise we'd run into the back of Nick, and Jamie, a cracking move around the outside in the right place at the right time, has managed to gain on the pair of us. He's snuck through, so we're down to P6. Nick all over the road once again, and once again having to dab onto the brakes just so we don't hit the back of him. Very, very difficult start, and a very, very difficult opening lap for us. Japan, a really tricky turn one. There's not really much to gain, but a hell of a lot to lose. So Nick trying to mount an attack back onto the back of Jamie now, and yes, we're in P6 at the moment. We're trying to just stay behind Nick. A mix of strategies this race, softs and mediums are plenty, pretty much equal throughout the field, so mix of strategies. It depends really how you feel. If you want to go aggressive at the start, go for softs. If not, go mediums. I'm more one of those guys that it's just my pace is steady throughout, so I'd rather have consistency over being really quick over one lap and then have the tyres drop away from me. So as you can see, Nick once again trying to close in on Jamie as we're just trying to keep our distance and try and keep in touch with Nick ahead. We've got a little bit of a gap behind, and that is Dustin behind, who has gone onto the soft tyres. So we've got a soft tyre runner behind us, and Matt, our crazy teammate, has dropped a position as well and is down to P8. So it's down one apiece for the Alfa Romeos. Welcome back, Matt. Welcome back to the Alfa Romeo team. Great to have you as your teammate. And we are currently watching Nick attack Jamie, re-overtaking that position that he lost at the first turn. He's back through with a little bit, it must have been a rich mix and a ERS overtake there because there's no DRS available just yet. Of course, we have to wait until lap 3 before DRS is activated, but Nick is through and already pulling ahead of Jamie on the soft tyres, so he'll be initially quick, but then he'll lose his bite on those tyres, start to lose traction. That's hopefully when we can capitalise, or he'd have to pit sooner and go longer on the hard tyres at the end there, so hopefully his tyres will be worn towards the end if he gets to that stage with Jamie, but we're hoping to just make inroads on him at the moment, put him under pressure, make him burn those soft tyres out so we can get an easy overtake before the first round of pit stops. But whether that'll happen or not remains to be seen. Jamie's really quick. Not his favourite circuit, Japan, but he always goes well. And here we go, we're on to lap 5 now, about to start lap 6, DRS open. DRS available, of course, after lap 3. Mounting an attack on Jamie. We're in the DRS window now. We want to try and overtake, if at all possible. Put Jamie under pressure, get through on him and get back into that P5 where we started the race. He's gone a little bit deep there, that gives us opportunity. Once you make one mistake through all these fast chicanes, it's just a never-ending foray of mistakes and misfortune once again for Jamie as he goes deep once again, and we're through. The front tyres giving in. Did you see the amount of understeer Jamie had there? The soft tyres going off, and as mentioned, once you make one mistake, you've ruined that entire sector. Sector 1 is forgotten about if you outbrake yourself in that first one. That's unfortunately what Jamie did. The tyres not helping either, and we nipped through back into the P5 that we had at the start of the race, and we've got it all to do now. We've got Ollie ahead. Nick's managed to climb ahead of him. Ollie also on the soft tyres, so his tyres will be wearing. We'll be looking to make inroads on him as well as the race goes on. So in P5 where we qualified, not too bad. This is our usual race pace. This is where we normally are. We live in P5. P5, P6 area is where we belong with the pace of our car. We come to lap 11. No further inroads have been made. As you can see, we're briefly into P4 there. That's the result of Ollie stopping a few laps ago, of course, on those soft tyres. We will now be boxing to get rid of these medium tyres and pop the hard tyres on. So we will have fresher hard tyres towards the end of this race, which will hopefully mount an attack on Ollie at the end. As you can see there, the medium's just about to drop off 50% wear, and that's pretty much their cliff. After 50% you will struggle and start losing pace. Pit window open there as you saw, so we're pitting at the optimal time for the strategy, so everyone's really happy. Good stop by the Alfa Romeo squad. We're out on the hard tyres. As you can see, a few cars whizzing past. Down into P6, Dave yet to pit, I believe it is. Down to P7 actually, Dave yet to pit, and also Dustin yet to pit as well. I believe he just snuck through as well. So P7, But once everyone else makes the stops, we'll be back into that P5 position as we jump to lap 19 now. And who's that ahead? That's Ollie. That's Ollie. We're within a second of Ollie now with 12 laps to go. So this is looking really promising at the moment. We've got within the DRS window, but as you can see, using our rich mix, we've hardly got any overtake button left. The ERS is running out, but we will be in the DRS window of Ollie. This is a good straight to get DRS, but if you don't get a perfect launch off that corner, as you can see, Ollie gapped us there. If you don't get a perfect launch, then unfortunately the DRS just mitigates whatever you lost at the exit of that corner. So as you can see, we just close the gap back up again. But unfortunately for us, it is close, but no cigar at the moment. Nicely done though. We're just keeping Ollie under pressure, trying to maybe make him make a mistake like Jamie did a few laps ago on his wearing soft tyres. His hard tyre compound, of course, with Ollie will be slightly more worn than us. He pitted about 4 or 5 laps earlier than us with him starting on the soft tyre. I was kind of hoping he'd make the mistake and go on the mediums, so he'd have to commit himself to a 2-stop because the mediums wouldn't have gone to the end. But Ollie's wise enough for that. He knows that it's a hard tyre place, this circuit, quite hard wearing on the tyres. So hard tyre compound will get you to the end no matter what compound you start the race on, but we'll have fresher tyres towards the end, which is what we're aiming for. But we need to keep Ollie under pressure as much as possible because we need a mistake from Ollie. Ollie's a really quick guy, as you've already seen in the first race. He's a quick guy. He can keep cars behind him really fairly. You can close the gap, you can try and go around the outside. He will just leave you a car's width and not a centimetre more than what he needs to. He'll never force you off the track, but he'll never give you more than you're entitled to. And it makes for really fun battles, really fun duels, because you know that if you've got to overtake Ollie, you've got to do it properly. And when you do it, it's incredibly satisfying. I've only ever done it a couple of times, but when you do, it is an amazing feeling. So as we once again look, a great launch by Ollie off that final corner. We get the DRS again, just closing in, but unfortunately, nothing we can do. There is nothing we can do. It's just a tale of two fortunes, really. The DRS is just powerful, but not powerful enough to get past. It's just to keep me within that 1 second window and nothing more at the moment. My driver ability and my skill will not allow me to overtake Ollie during that DRS zone or anywhere around this circuit at the moment. We need to rely on an Ollie mistake, which very, very rarely happens. But we will see how the race progresses. We've only got a few more laps to go. We're on lap 24 now. We're closing in on the gap. We've got yellow flags ahead. That's a car off. Not too sure who that was, but that was someone letting us through, so thank you very much to that. I thought that could have been a rival ahead there, but it wasn't. We still maintain P5 at this moment in time, still keeping Ollie under pressure within the 1 second window, as always, keeping the DRS wide open. Once you get out that DRS train, then you know it's game over, really, because you'll never make that time back up again. So, just trying to do what we can, and saying do what we can, there we go, 2 second time penalty. I've been a little bit too cheeky, cutting the corners, trying to keep within that 1 second window of Ollie, and we've been punished for it eventually. Multiple warnings, a 2 second time penalty. That's not ideal. That will of course mean that Ollie can relax, because even if I do get ahead of him now, I'd have to get a 2 second gap on him to keep the position, which is very, very unlikely. So as we start the final lap of the race, DRS once again wide open. But we've got that 2 second time penalty. All we need to rely on is an Ollie mistake and put him under as much pressure as possible. But like I said, Ollie is far too wise for that. He will not succumb to my charm, so to speak, to my wooing of and waving in his wing mirrors. He'll be seeing my car and thinking, sod off, Josh, not today, thanks. And that 2 second time penalty means that he can afford to let me through, and I won't get 2 seconds on him now on this final lap. But you never give up, you never say never. His tyres could be that worn he gets a puncture. Anything is possible in this game. He could pick up a 2 second time penalty as well, and then I could have a lunge, and then we never know, you never know. So we're on the final lap now, still putting in green best sectors. This is how great the hard tyres are and how good the longevity is of this hard compound tyre. It's not quick, but it's incredibly consistent, and as you can see, Joe wins the race there as we're still mounting an attack on Ollie that I think unfortunately we're just going to fall short on. Had I maybe not got the penalty, I'd have liked to have tried a little bit of a move or a little bit of a nibble, but with the 2 second time penalty it really isn't worth it. We run a little bit wide on the exit of the spoon curve there, which costs us as well. We've run out of ERS. We're in a red sector 2, look, a couple of tenths down on our best, so not to be this time. We beat Ollie in Zandvoort, mainly due to a pit stop error by McLaren, but this time around the McLaren beats us. He gets a solid P4. We're very happy with P5. That's our overall race pace. Very happy with that. 10 more points on the board is what the doctor ordered. So there you go, as you can see, confirmation of that P5 finish. And driver of the day was the Dusty Bin. Congratulations to Dusty in that Renault for a cracking performance to net him driver of the day. It's the champagne time now. There's Joe. It looks like we've got Dom and then Nick rounding out the podium. So 2 racing points on the podium with Joe on the top step there, lifting the trophy high. The champagne now goes over everyone. Joe's getting his little Dom wet, and Dom's getting his little Joseph wet as well. Look at that, absolutely wonderful stuff. Can't really see Nick there, that's unfortunate. Come on, Nick, get into shot. Where are you, buddy? Nope. He's camera shy. So there we go. P5 for us, P6 for our crazy teammate Matt. Nice to have him back once again. Some solid points for Alfa Romeo there. But yeah, there we go. A cracking race. Really happy with that. Some more solid points on the board. Shame I got that 2-second time penalty, but I was pushing just a little bit too much. And yeah, once again, a massive thanks to Ollie for that cracking battle. Nick at the start there as well. And of course, Jamie. Fantastic. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. And I'll see you all next week. Much love.